We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You just locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice.
Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice. It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast. I got to try and get through this fast because it's 1 o'clock and I want to go to sleep. I'm done with the article and all that. So, guys, 2 weeks ago was my anniversary here on YouTube with the Coca-Cola 600. The following week, I go AWOL on you guys. Follow me on Twitter so you know when that's going to happen. I said I was out of town. I wasn't able to make a video. That's why there was no videos these last weekends. These other 2 days with the Xfinity Truck Series at Texas and Michigan, I've just been at work. I've been stupid busy. Haven't been able to make a video. I apologize for that. At least I was able to get this out to you. Check out Burnout Avenue. That's where my article is going to be at. Also, check out Josh and Zach's Comprehensive Race Review podcast posted every Monday. It is a fantastic listen. Please go and check them out. Anyway, let's get into Michigan right fast. Let me go over what I think is going to happen, how I feel the race is going to play out. I don't think it's going to be like a plate track. I don't think it's going to be a arrow push 250 or anything like that as we've seen at previous races. I think this package is going to fit Michigan fantastic. This is what it was made for. I mean, I think this is going to be the best race of the year by far. The reason I think that is because we're going to see side-by-side racing, not necessarily a lot of passing, but we will see quote-unquote pack racing. If you watch practice, guys couldn't make any runs. The only time people would make runs is only because people would be side-by-side dumping air on each other's cars and slowing them down, and then other people would just keep the momentum, and they would just cycle through where no one could really get an advantage. Now, we have 2 ways that we can go about this race. Here, we can look at dominator points, or we can look at place differential, or we can just look at guys that we think are going to stay out in the front. I think I'm going to play and look at this race more in a sense of just picking guys that I think are going to get a top 10 finish, not necessarily chasing after dominator points. Why do I think that? Well, because it could be quote-unquote pack racing. And I think it'll be closer to that. Now, granted, I work tomorrow, so I won't be able to watch it a whole lot, mainly because I work tomorrow, but besides that, I am interested in watching it when I get back home. Now, the guys that I'm interested in, this is nothing like, oh, well, I like this guy, but I also like this guy in this situation if it rains, blah, blah, blah. No, honestly, the guys I like, I'm going to go over right now, then I'll go over pivots that I like. So, honestly, I like Logano. Cheap, $9,700. I think he could be your quote-unquote dominator, and if I use Logano, he's the most expensive guy I'm going to use. I'm not going to use anyone else above him. I'm not going to use Elliott, Truex, Harvick, Keselowski, Kyle Busch. I'm not going to use those guys. I have one lineup made where it doesn't use any of those guys. I'm fading the top guys, building a team based off of solid guys lower than that, trying to get off the chalk, trying to get off the field. I think that's going to be one way to do it. Another guy that I really like this week, and let me go over this right now. A lot of the practice speeds are just fucked. You can't use them because everyone was in a pack. All the good numbers, all the good tire times, all the good lap times and all that was lost because everyone was in a pack. So please use that to your advantage. I think a lot of people are going to look at this and just be like, oh, well, Daniel Suarez was fastest practice 1. I guess he's good, blah, blah, blah. You know, look at the best 10 consecutive lap averages of the second practice. Like, you have Ryan Preece 27th, people notables like Ryan Newman 23rd, Joey Logano 17th, Kyle Larson 13th. Your fastest was Daniel Suarez again. I think a lot of people are going to jump on Daniel Suarez. Not too wild about him. He starts 9th. There's other people around that I like way more. So yeah, Logano is a guy that I like to quote-unquote dominate. Honestly, I mean, you can still choose Truex and Kyle Busch as dominators. Chase Elliott, too, starting 17th, could be a quote-unquote dominator, just have a big chunk of points. Not really chasing dominator points, just really chasing like place differential plus fast laps and all that type of stuff. Guys that I'm interested in this week are Hemrick. You guys are looking at me like crazy, but listen, RCR brings some stupid fast cars to aero-dependent tracks. This is where it goes. This is where they are good at. they can make a car fast in the draft. That's why they're always leading it, or at least always in the front, always have a fast car at the super speedways and things like that. Hemrick and Austin Dillon are both interesting plays this weekend. Don't know if I'll use them, but keep that in mind. They know how to work the wind tunnel. I like Ryan Preece. I like Ryan Preece way more than Chris Buescher, only because Ryan Preece has shown he can make it through super speedway races without tearing his equipment up. He's proven it that this year, regardless of what you think about Ryan Preece. I like that. William Byron and Jimmy Johnson are on my radar. Jimmy Johnson more because I think people will go to Byron just seeing him start 21st, and then it'll be like, oh, let's see where Byron finished. And he's finished 9th the past 3 races. Hopefully people still believe that Jimmy Johnson is old and needs to retire, and they'll put him. Bowman and Eric Jones are interesting if you're using like the plays where you're getting down to 8,300, which is where I think a lot of the plays are going to be made. Because of that, Clint Boyer and Eric Almirola going to be really low owned. Hamlin low owned, but I like Hamlin. Yet again, good at plate tracks, good at tracks where the arrow is stupid important, draft plays a big factor, blah blah blah, things of that nature. Larson starting 22nd, play him, man, play him if you can put him in there. Chase Elliott starting 17th, a Hendrick car, 4th, 14th, 4th, 5th, 4th, his last what is that, 6 races or whatever. Chase is good. I don't gotta tell you to play Chase Elliott starting 17th in this type. It's the same thing with Truex. Keselowski, like I said, I think a Penske car is going to win the race. I just like how Penske drives at these types of tracks. Keselowski is going to be the lowest owned of the people up in the front. I think more people are going to hop on Harvick than Keselowski just because there's a $500 difference there. And that's pretty much the people that I like. Why did I go over it so quickly? Mainly because, dude, listen, we might have rain coming in tomorrow. Before the race, so we'll probably have a competition caution like lap 20, and then there's a chance of rain during the race, so we might not even get the full race in. I think they're racing to halfway. Because of that, I think this race is going to be fucking crazy. I think there's going to be a lot of wrecks, at least like I think there'll be like at least 12 DNFs because of wrecks, like not engine failures. I think there's going to be legit 12 DNFs from wrecks because of that. I'm looking at place differential. I'm looking at people that I trust. I'm looking at guys that I like, that I'd like as drivers, that I think are smart and that are going to get through this. Okay, so that's why I like those guys. Not too big into Stenhouse. Stenhouse can drive these as well, but he starts 10th. If he wrecks the field, I'm fucking screwed. Menard starts 6th. Not interested in Menard. Dillon. I think a lot of people just trust Dillon. A lot of people are going to be knocking on Dillon's door. I might dick around and go with McDowell just to save money there. Guys, if you have any questions, tweet at me on Twitter. I leave at work, I think an hour after the race starts. I gotta check and make sure. I don't even know what time the fucking race starts tomorrow. Let me just check right fast. It starts at 12. Yes. I'll watch the first hour of the race. So if you have any questions, leave a comment in this video. Tweet at me. Read my article. Check out guys that I like. I know it's a short video, but there's a lot of unknowns here. I think a lot of people are gonna bet wrong. I'm putting in 7 lineups. They're all gonna be different tomorrow. I mean, don't listen to people if they tell you exactly what's going to happen. I don't trust them at all. I think this is going to be a hectic race. It's going to be fun to watch. Wish I could watch the whole thing. But guys, check out my Patreon. Follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much for listening, and don't get married to your money. Best of luck.